feels like nothing I ever felt before. It's hard to describe. I just had this feeling like my dreams were the same as the dreams of all those people who are out there in the audience.
Selena is an unlikely movie that managed to both cement the icon status of a singer and introduce us to a new star. Selena Quintanilla Perez was murdered in 1995, and immediately after, her family noticed that there was tons of biographies and documentaries and movies coming out about her. Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla, was specifically worried that his daughter's story would be taken away from the family. At the same time, Abraham was worried about Selena's memory. Major Latino producer Montezuma Esparza realized that if this story was not told within the community soon, it would be essentially taken away by white producers and probably botched pretty badly. He approached Abraham and he agreed to help produce the movie, and Abraham could sign off on every actor chosen, the story, the script, just everything. It's the kind of deal that most producers wouldn't make, but Montezuma Esparza knew that this father was hurting and that this story was so important to his community, so he had to take a chance.
You know, I wish everybody would stop telling me what's good for me. I gotta hear it from Dad, Mom, A.B., and now you.
Maybe you should listen to them.
I wish everybody would just stop telling me what I should want.
Something the production did that was huge for it was make a big deal out of casting Selena. They made it kind of the biggest casting since Gone with the Wind. They did it across 5 cities in America, looking potentially for an unknown Latina actress. In the end, Jennifer Lopez blew them away, which was maybe not so surprising because Gregory Nava had worked with her before, but what people may not have realized was that Jennifer Lopez could do such a great job performing.
Escucha esa canción, mi corazón quiere cantar así.
An important thing to remember about Selena is this film exists before Jennifer Lopez's pop career. At the time, she was an actress, she was a backup dancer, but she really wasn't the J-Lo we know today. Gregory Nava opens the movie with what may be the best scene in the movie, Selena performing at the Houston Astrodome. You need to understand how big a pop star she was, and he does it wonderfully. When they shot the Astrodome sequence at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, they had 37,000 extras from Texas. And you have to keep in mind, Texas was very protective of the memory of Selena, so the thought of Jennifer Lopez filling in really made a lot of people angry. But apparently the minute Jennifer Lopez came on stage in that iconic purple jumpsuit and started performing, people were just won over.
She can't be wearing things like that. They're men out here.
It's a bustier.
It's a bra. Look at it.
I think she looks cute.
Of course, one of the wonderful things about the movie Selena is a celebration of Selena the style icon. They recreate so many of Selena's favorite outfits. Things like her wonderful bustiers, the great jumpsuit, her Grammy dress. All these are perfectly recreated. And it just reminds you that in addition to being a pop star, she was an aspiring fashion designer who created some of these fun 90s looks in both her clothes and her makeup. In the end, the film Selena has its rough edges. It may not be perfect, but it's a film made with such raw emotions and such love for Selena. I think it helped establish Selena as sort of a saint of Texas and a saint of Mexican Americans in Tejano music.
To explore more film history, watch A Year in Film on Hollywood Suite.